Today, it's story time. It's actually story time for you. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today I am giving you guys some interview advice. And before I begin, I want to let you guys know that you can now find me on Snapchat. You guys are going to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff over there and a lot of like me, my children, some tech things here and there, but it's more of, here's a personal side of Zach. So if you guys are interested, you guys can add me on Snapchat. The username that I used is Zach Talks Tech. I will add this information to the description below so you guys can find it. And I also want to let you guys know that you can find me on Instagram. Lots of cool things happening over at Instagram right now and adding a lot of content there. So if you guys haven't added me on Instagram yet, you can find me on Instagram. Username is IT Career Questions. Again, I'll put that information in the description below. Let's get started. Let's talk about story time. That's not story time for me. I'm not telling you guys a story. I could tell you guys a million stories, I'm sure, but it's story time for you. And what I mean by that is when you are getting ready for an interview, you need to kind of think of like 3 stories, right? Like 3 go-to stories about either your IT career, if you've already been in IT, or say projects and different things that you've done in school, or maybe it's another job field that you're in. These stories need to relate to different, achievements that you have made or ways that you have helped the business or helped a project and brought something new to the table. The idea behind the stories is to demonstrate hard to measure qualities like judgment, leadership, collaboration, teamwork, things like that. So you're trying to think of, everything in your past that would relate to all of those things that I just mentioned. You want to make sure that you really highlight, the improvements that you may have made. Say you cut call time in half for wherever you were working at, or you were able to get tickets closed in a quicker way by implementing a method of, sorting, handling, and distributing, the tickets at whatever place you were at. Those are just a couple ideas. And again, these are things that specifically relate to like your school, because all you've really done is went through school. Maybe you were in some type of customer service job and you were able to introduce some type of new way to handle customers, deal with customers, whatever the case may be. The idea is to really, stress the fact that, you have made a change, you've done something productive, positive, maybe you collaborated with another team member, another student, whatever that case is. Make sure that you are thinking of these things, because during the interview, you are going to get asked a lot of different questions that may implement one of these stories. You may be able to include one of these stories in your answer. And really what that is doing, it's providing a little background in you. You can give them your little story, and it shows them like, okay, well, this person did this and this and this, and this is kind of their method of doing it. So the story really needs to highlight, your thought process throughout that, like why you did it and how you did it and why it made a difference, right? So there's a lot involved in this, but before that interview, getting these stories ready is essential. And it's not just, thinking of some bland, random stories, because you are going to get asked different questions in regards to it. Tell me about a time at work when you felt defeated, or tell me about a time at work when management wasn't on the same page as you, right? Those are examples of some types of questions that you could get during an interview. You need to think of stories for that stuff as well. You're going to want to take the time to kind of like think through all of this stuff and think about the different times where, maybe you didn't think it was a big deal, but it was really a big deal. And it's something that you could bring into the interview. Without going really much further in this, I just want to let you guys know that this is part of the interview course that I'm putting together. I've been working on it actually a lot more frequently in the last couple weeks because I really want to get this rolled out. So I will be introducing this interview course hopefully in the next couple months. I'm like really trying to put a deadline on it for myself. And if you guys join me over on Patreon, you guys get, early access to this. You can give me your feedback. You can, tell me all the things that you think about it, and maybe what changed, what should change, maybe what you liked, what you didn't like. So that's at the $5 tier. If you guys are interested, head over to Patreon. It's patreon.com/itcareerquestions. I'll put a link in the description. Again, you just get early access to this course. And in the next couple weeks, I will be publishing part of this course. So the cool thing about this is for the $5 a month, you guys are getting basically early access to a course that I am going to be charging not a lot more than that, but quite a bit more than $5 a month. There'll be a little bit of a higher fee there, but it's going to be extremely valuable. I mean, I have pages upon pages already written out for this. So we're going to have actual text to go along with this, and I'm going to actually do some videos for this. So I'm really, really excited about it because it's really getting in depth with that interview process, and it's going to help everybody, whether you've been in an interview or not. This is a course that, what I see, when you take it, you won't be as nervous going to an interview. It's going to get you, I feel like, so prepared for that interview that the nerves will kind of settle a lot, and you'll basically, when you're going into that interview, you'll know step by step what's going to happen, the types of questions that they're going to ask, and the types of answers that you need to give. Stay tuned for that. Join me over on Patreon. Check me out on Snapchat, on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. We'll put links to all that stuff in the description also, but I really wanted to highlight Snapchat and Instagram today. So stay tuned for this interview course, and I hope this little bit right here helped you guys in some way. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you can hit me up in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do about helping you. As always, take it easy.